Next, Israel says it has intercepted a missile fired at its territory from Yemen. It's the third such attack on Israeli territory in less than a week and is believed to have been fired by Yemen's Houthi militia in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza. The latest missile was intercepted before crossing into Israeli airspace. On Saturday, though, a Houthi missile managed to penetrate air defenses to detonate in a Tel Aviv playground, injuring more than a dozen people. For more, we can cross to France 24 correspondent Noga Tarnopolsky in Jerusalem. Noga, what's the reaction there to this latest missile attack from Yemen?
Hello. The reaction here, for one, has been relief that this time the systems worked, and the feeling that not only did the systems work, but that the army reported on this incident in a timely and responsible manner. The Saturday attack that destroyed a school building was followed by the army really mumbling and initially saying that none of the missile had entered Israel and that these were shrapnel that fell in the school. And it was a real mess that caused a lot of, I would say, loss of faith in even the basic ability of the army to transmit facts. So there's a bit of a sense of relief today. But more than that, there's a sense that this war is unending, and that even as Israel managed to destroy Hamas's military structure by and large, managed to get rid of the heads of Hezbollah and Hamas, that still this feeling of total danger and ongoing wartime is far from being over.
All right. Well, meanwhile, the Israeli military has released audio recordings of its surveillance troops who were posted at the Nahal Oz base next to Gaza just before the October 7th, 2023 Hamas attack that killed more than 1,000 people in Israel, including those soldiers at the base. And families of these fallen soldiers had been waging a long legal battle to obtain these recordings. They're now complaining that the recordings appear to have been edited and redacted. Can you tell us some more about the reaction there to this news?
Yes, and here again we're touching on the credibility of Israeli authorities vis-a-vis their own people, in this case, the army. It is unclear why the army refused of its own volition to release these recordings. We're talking about military spotters whose job was to staff all of these small bases right near the border between Israel and Gaza and provide the country with early warning in the case of a possible Hamas attack. These young women, almost all young women, actually did their jobs. And one of the so far uninvestigated scandals of the Hamas attack and the ensuing war is why they weren't listened to. So the parents ended up suing the army in civil court. They ended up winning. And yesterday, in a very clumsy way, they found out through the media that they were about to get the recordings. They spent all night up listening to them. And what we're hearing this morning from these families who are enraged, absolutely incensed, is that they got poorly edited snippets. The father of one young soldier who was killed in this attack said that he got a recording from 12 hours before the attack and then 4 words from about 10 hours later. He said it's unintelligible, and there's a growing feeling among Israelis in general of a cover-up, that the government is unwilling to name a national commission of inquiry and that the army is covering up its own misdeeds.
Huge intelligence failure, of course, that led in the run-up, at least, to that October 7th attack. Noga Tarnopolsky, our correspondent in Jerusalem. There. Thanks so much for that analysis.